There is a version of you that doesn't exist yet. Not because you lack the talent, and not because you lack the time. It doesn't exist because you are still negotiating with your own comfort. You are still treating your goals like a suggestion. Most people think discipline is about waking up at 5 a.m. or hitting the gym when you're tired. That's not discipline. That's just routine. Real discipline, the kind that makes the world uncomfortable, isn't about what you do. It's about what you are willing to kill within yourself to become who you need to be. Today, we aren't talking about productivity. We are talking about the scariest level of human willpower ever recorded. A level where the mind becomes a dictator and the body has no choice but to obey. Before we dive into the dark reality of elite discipline, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. Join our community of storytellers and seekers at Mindset Narratives. Now, let's look at the abyss. To understand this, we have to look at the governor theory. Modern neuroscience tells us that our brain has a built-in circuit breaker. When you feel like you are at your absolute limit, when your lungs burn and your mind screams, "Stop!" research shows you are actually only at 40% of your true capacity. The remaining 60% is locked away by your survival instinct. The scariest level of discipline is the ability to manually override that 40% alarm. Think of Miyamoto Musashi, the legendary samurai who won 61 duels to the death. In 1645, he retired to a cave to write the Book of Five Rings. He didn't just practice the sword, he practiced the no-self. Musashi's discipline wasn't just a choice, it was a rewiring of his neurobiology. Modern science calls this the flow state on steroids. When you enter this level of focus, your prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain that houses your ego and your doubts, actually shuts down. This is called transient hypofrontality. In this state, the I disappears. You don't feel the hunger. You don't feel the cold of the cave. You become the task itself. The scary part? Most people are terrified of losing their self. They are addicted to their own feelings and their own identities. To reach the scariest level of discipline, you must be willing to become a ghost. You must be willing to let the person you are today die so the mission can live. But how does one actually override biology? Let's look at the Sennichi Kaihogyo, the 1,000-day pilgrimage of the Tendai monks of Mount Hiei. This is widely considered the most grueling physical and mental feat on the planet. For 7 years, these monks commit to a path where failure is not an option, literally. In the past, if a monk could not finish the daily 80-kilometer trek, they were expected to carry a rope and a knife to end their own journey. Why did the monks choose 3:30 a.m. exactly? It wasn't for the sunrise. It was to eliminate the greatest enemy of discipline, decision fatigue. Every time you ask yourself, should I do it now or later, you are burning the very fuel you need to actually do the work. The elite disciplined mind has 0 decision points. They don't decide to work. The clock decides for them. By the time their conscious mind wakes up, their body is already halfway through the ritual. This is the automated dictatorship. By the final stage, they undergo the doiri, 9 days without food, water, or sleep. They sit in a dark temple, chanting, with 2 monks watching them at all times to ensure they do not close their eyes. Science tells us that after 72 hours without water, the organs begin to fail. Yet these monks survive. They do it by entering a state of extreme minimalism. They have disciplined their minds to operate on 0 external fuel. This is what we call the biological coup. It is when the prefrontal cortex, the logical part of the brain, completely enslaves the amygdala, the part that feels fear and hunger. In the modern world, we see this in monk mode. It is the 90-day period where a high performer deletes every social app, cuts off every low-value friendship, and works in 12-hour blocks of deep focus. It looks like madness to the average person because the average person is a slave to their dopamine. To be elite, You must be a master of your boredom. This is the part no one tells you about. When you enter this level of discipline, you will lose people. Your friends will say you've changed. Your family will say you're obsessed or not fun anymore. They will try to pull you back into the warmth of the average life. But you must understand, their discomfort is a reflection of their own lack of discipline. Your focus is a mirror that shows them what they are failing to do. The scariest level of discipline requires a social death. You have to be okay with being the villain in someone else's story, so you can be the hero in your own. This is the luxury angle, realizing that your time is too expensive to spend on people who don't understand your destination. It means saying no to 99% of opportunities so you can say yes to the 1% that actually matters. It is the moment you realize that your feelings about the task do not matter. The task is the only thing that exists. The scary truth is that greatness is not fun. It is a cold, calculated, and often lonely pursuit. It is the ability to stay in the void long after the motivation has died. But on the other side of that discipline is a version of you that is untouchable. A version of you that the world cannot break because you have already broken yourself and rebuilt it into something stronger. You have the tools. You've seen the path. The question isn't, can you do it? The question is, are you willing to kill who you are now to become who you could be? If you are ready to stop negotiating with your potential and start building an unbreakable life, you belong here. Join the narrative. Hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell, not just to follow a channel, but to commit to a standard that 99% of the world is too afraid to chase. If this reached you at the exact moment you needed it, leave a 1% in the comments below. It's time to let the world know.